A new warning about the potential risks of artificial intelligence is stirring debate over how the technology should be developed. 350 experts and tech executives have signed on to a statement saying mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. The director of the Center for AI Safety says the risks come from the incredible speed of development and concerns of bad actors using AI maliciously.
I think could get to a state where the positives, where we can enjoy the positives if we bring AI development to a more cautious risk level.
But others say artificial intelligence could help us solve existential problems like war and disease. So let's take this to our group chat. ABC News contributor, Google Tech fellow Mike Muse joins me now, along with ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy and ABC News contributor, former Homeland Security official Elizabeth Newman. Mike, I want to start with you. The founder of Deep Learning AI says on Twitter that when it comes to things like pandemics, climate change, asteroids, AI will be a key part of the solution. So he's essentially saying we should want AI to go faster, not slower. What do you make of that?
Absolutely, because the more faster you go, the better innovation you can have in order to try and do your best to prevent natural disasters, to do your best to protect America and society from anything such as an asteroid. Like, how do you target a missile, for example, to be able to target an asteroid? But also, too, how can you predict when that asteroid is about to become closer to the Earth's surface? And a lot of times that's hard to read. And so if you can have better improvements with the AI systems, you can detect with more specificness where it could possibly land, where exactly, if you target it, where would it land in which ocean? Will it land over a body of land or mass? And so those are all the wonderful ways that AI could be a tool for good.
So in the wrong hands, it could be dangerous, but in the right hands, it could also help defend against some of these things.
You got it.
Now, Elizabeth, the Center for AI Safety has warned of several worst-case scenarios, like someone using AI to build chemical weapons or to generate disinformation that destabilizes society. How concerning is that, and what are officials doing to try to prevent it?
It's very concerning. We should be students of history. Anytime there's great technological innovation, it has power for great good, but it also has power for great harm. And right now, the current landscape is this is Wild West. There are no regulatory schemas in place, and we're hearing from the tech companies, hey, we need that. And I think we need to heed that. I mean, here are some of the things, right? Like, really, it's the power of the imagination for how bad this could go. But you could have nation-state actors or non-state actors use AI to develop new ways to do chemical attacks, new ways to do cyber attacks. And don't forget that cyber attacks are not just about stealing your money. It could be disrupting power, disrupting water, actually impacting our ability to live our daily lives. So there's any number of ways in which this could go terribly wrong, and it's not that we're close to that moment yet. It's that there's no governing body making sure that that nefarious actors don't do that, and we need to be treating this the way we treat nuclear or biological development and make sure that it's used for good and not for harm.
Mick, how do the U.S. military and our adversaries use AI on the battlefield now? And given how fast this technology is developing, where do you see that going?
So, Diane, to give you a little background, the U.S. has what's called the third offset strategy. It has to do with trying to get a big advancement in technology over our adversaries. The first was nuclear weapons. The second was global positioning satellites and precision munitions. And the third looks like it's going to be artificial intelligence attached to autonomous vehicles. How do we use it now? We use it for things like identifying an individual, like a terrorist suspect, for example, by being able to search thousands of pictures of faces or videos of faces, if it's from a drone, to be able to identify it. Or identifying a threat. We might not know who it is, but they're carrying a weapon in a place they shouldn't be. But it's also used for mundane things, like trying to predict maintenance on tanks and aircraft and all those things, and searching copious amounts of information looking for potential threats or information that, for whatever reason, we decided we need to know, something that would take hundreds of, if not thousands of man hours to do. So it's used significantly now, but in the future, it's likely to be used in all sorts of things, including drone swarms and autonomous, basically super soldiers. And I think that's what people are most concerned of, whether that gets out of control and there's no governing body to restrict what can be used and how it can be used.
Mike, another worst case scenario is the potential for humans to become too reliant on AI. You know, you think of the movie WALL-E, where people even forget how to walk because they're so used to machines doing everything from them. So how do you prevent that from happening? How do you keep a balance here?
You know, I don't know if you can prevent it. It's just like how we are addicted, like with technology, because technology is so fascinating. Technology, when it's done well, is always about how can it be an aid to our daily lifestyle? How can it be a complement? How can it help us be better? And how can it help us even be more entertaining? If you think about the digital streaming formats, such as like Netflix or Hulu, you often get caught up in the binging aspect, right? And so that changed how we watch television. If you think about the developments of cell phones and how advanced cell phones are now, our cell phones are pretty much a mini laptop in our hands that most would say that we're probably addicted to. On social media, we get addicted to social media and the apps. And so it's no different of AI in the sense of how it's going to be an aid to us. But I don't see it being as in any other product that we're not, quote unquote, addicted to already.
Elizabeth, some critics are saying that organizations calling for regulation only want regulation that favors their own companies. So how should lawmakers go about this?
So I want to actually pick up on the point that Mike was making there and suggest that we need to be really thoughtful about how our technology is rewiring our brains and changing what it means to be human. We are seeing that has a particularly profound impact on adolescents. And in the field I come from, of terrorism, we are seeing that it seems to be driving violence, not just the exposure to radicalized material online, but it actually, the way that it's changing identity formation, the way that it's changing the way we interact with human beings, it might actually be leading us to be less human and therefore more easily and more prone to violence. So there are these other almost philosophical questions that we really should be grappling with as humanity of what do we want to use this technology for, and not just let it go willy-nilly. But as it pertains to regulation, Congress needs to act. I don't have much hope that Congress is going to do something until we see really negative effects start to play out. That tends to be when we see Congress act, unfortunately, is after something bad has happened.
All right, well, we will be watching it long before then. Thank you all, Mike Muse, Elizabeth Newman, Mick Mulroy. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.